Hello, I'm Secretary of State Sam Reed. With the 2011 legislature now in session, I want to tell you about my office's legislative package this year. Because of the nature of this session, it's a modest package of just 6 bills, including 3 important elections measures. The first of those 3 elections bills would move Washington's primary election 2 weeks earlier to the first Tuesday in August. This would help ensure that Washington complies with the new federal law requiring military ballots to be mailed 45 days before the election. Under current state law, those ballots are mailed 30 days before the election day. Last year, our state asked and received a waiver from the federal government, allowing us to mail our military ballots when we would normally do it, since we were allowing more than 50 days transit time, including a few weeks after Election Day. But unfortunately, federal officials made it very clear we shouldn't count on getting that waiver in the future. We make it a high priority to give Washington's military voters ample time to fill out and return their ballots. And moving the primary date up 2 weeks would assure that we follow the new federal law to make sure our military and overseas voters receive their ballots in a timely manner. Now, another key part of this bill would count military and overseas ballots that are returned by fax and email, as long as they have a signed declaration which accompanies the ballot and the signature is verified. This would really expedite their voting and make sure people in remote areas would be able to participate. Military and overseas voters have repeatedly asked for the ability to scan and return their ballots by email, and so I'm urging the legislature to adopt it. 30 other states now allow these ballots to be returned by fax or email, and it is working well for them. The Senate version of our primary military voting bill had a hearing in Senate Elections Committee in late January. I'm also proposing that absentee and mail ballots be received by each county elections office no later than 8 p.m. on Election Day, rather than just being postmarked no later than Election Day. This would allow results for many races to be finalized sooner. Our current postmark deadline has become antiquated. We would have much more definitive results by the Thursday or Friday after Election Day by changing this deadline. The current postmark deadline means a large percentage of ballots arrive election days at elections offices after Election Day. Oregon's vote-by-mail system has long required that ballots reach elections officials by Election Day, and our neighbors report no problems. In fact, their voter turnout has been just as high as ours in recent years, if not better. A recent study showed that Multnomah County, which includes Portland, had a lower percentage of rejected ballots due to late arrival than Clark County, where Vancouver is located, rejected there because of late postmarks. So it would be an improvement on the number of people who are able to participate. Following last November's general election, Oregon had counted 96% of its ballots by Thursday after Election Day, compared to only 73% for Washington. So we had a quarter of them still left to be counted. This bill would make an exception for military and overseas voters, as their ballots would have to be signed no later than Election Day and received prior to when election is certified, which is a couple weeks after Elections Day. Also, I've joined Governor Gregoire in requesting the legislature suspend the 2012 Washington presidential primary. This would save the state budget $10 million at a time when we face a multi-billion-dollar budget deficit. Now, I don't want to suspend this. I really believe in the presidential primary. I've been a very strong supporter of it. But we're in a very tough budget situation, and my office's elections division has already undergone numerous cuts, going from 21 general fund positions in 2008 to only 11 positions now. This proposal includes language that makes sure our state's presidential primary resumes in 2016. The Senate version of this bill is passed by the Senate Elections Committee in January. The other elections bill that I've requested this session would establish Washington as a full vote-by-mail state. Currently, all counties but Pierce County conduct only vote-by-mail elections. Poll site voters comprise only about 10% of Pierce County voters taking part in last November's election, and less than 2% of the state's total vote. The state has to manage 2 separate sets of election laws, which complicates the process for both Pierce County and the state. including voter outreach information. Plus, Pierce County has to spend large amounts of money to maintain poll voting. It's become clear that poll voting is not an efficient or effective way to get more people to vote in elections. The Senate version of this bill was passed by the Senate Elections Committee in late January. Now, in addition to dealing with elections, our office has a Corporations and Charities division. This year, we have one bill affecting corporations and another proposal that deals with charities. The first bill would make life easier for corporations and other entities by giving them another option in how they would receive notifications from our office. This proposal would allow our office to send registration renewal notices to domestic and foreign profit and nonprofit corporations, corporation souls, charitable organizations, and commercial fundraisers by either postal mail or by email. It would be up to the organization to choose how to receive them. Under current law, the notices must be sent only by postal mail. This is the 21st century. It's time to make that change. The House version of the Corporations Bill is passed by the House Judiciary Committee in January. The last bill in our legislative package would make several changes to our state's Charitable Solicitations Act. This law governs how commercial fundraisers and charitable organizations raise funds from the public. One of the bill's main objectives is eliminating the requirement that charities submit copies of their annual return, known as a Form 990, to the state when registering. Another key change would prohibit commercial fundraisers from collecting donations in person under certain conditions. We want donors to have ample time to conduct research if they need it, to make an informed decision. A donor shouldn't be obligated to follow through with a donation if something doesn't seem right. In fact, I encourage them not to. A courier coming to the door plus the potential donor puts them on the spot. The bill would not increase registration fees under this charities law. The House Judiciary Committee recently passed our charities bill. Well, this package would inform and reform our election system and our corporations and charities systems. I appreciate your interest in our office and in the bills that we've requested. If you have comments or questions about our legislative package, feel free to contact our office at 360-902-4151 or email me at sreed@sos.wa.gov. Thank you for watching and have a great day.